Up next, Long Road Home.
Here's one from the 1840s by Stephen Foster called Angelina Baker. That's where I was born, and used to be the whole creation, hoeing in the corn. First I'd work, and then I'd sing, it's a happy old day, till Angelina Baker came and stole my heart away. Angelina Baker's gone. She left me here to weep a tear and beat on the old trombone. Spring and in the fall, I need her in the cornfield, I need her at the bowl. Every time I met her, she was smiling like the sun. And now I'm left with a tear, 'cause Angelina's gone. Angelina Baker's gone. She left me here with a tear, beat on the old trombone. I look for Angelina, but they said she's gone away. I don't know where to find her, 'cause I don't know where she's gone. And now I'm left with a tear and beat on the old trombone. I said Angelina Baker's gone. She left me here to weep a tear and beat on the old trombone. I said Angelina Baker's gone. She left me here to weep a tear and beat on the old trombone.
Here's one that we just released on a brand new EP, N45, and this is the title track written by Martin over here. This one's called Headed Back to Dixieland.
Chattanooga town or Birmingham, Mississippi or Alabama, maybe down to Louisiana. Yeah, I'll be thinking about a Baton Rouge. Don't know exactly where I'm headed to. Seems all I ever do is ramble around. I ain't ever gonna settle down. Oh, well, they said north, sun, that's where you go, but I never got used to the ice and the snow. Say I wouldn't have gone if I would have known. I should have known better, but my mama always said, son, you better settle down. You'll never get nowhere by rambling round, but I never did care much for that little town. I should have known better, now I'm headed back to Dixieland, Chattanooga town or Birmingham, Mississippi or Alabama, maybe down to Louisiana. Yeah, I'll be thinking about a Baton Rouge. Don't know exactly where I'm headed to. Seems all I ever do is ramble around. I ain't ever gonna settle down. spent some time standing on that road. But I should have known better. And then there was Pittsburgh and that steel mill, hauling them rails up and down that hill. If I hadn't left, I'd be there still. I should have known better. Now I'm headed back to Dixieland, Chattanooga town to Birmingham, Mississippi or Alabama, maybe down to Louisiana. You'll be thinking out of Baton Rouge. Don't know exactly where I'm headed to. Seems all I ever do is ramble around. I ain't ever gonna settle down. Mississippi or Alabama, maybe down to Louisiana. You'll be thinking out of Baton Rouge. Don't know exactly where I'm headed to. Seems all I ever do is ramble around. I ain't ever gonna settle down. Seems all I ever do is ramble around. I ain't ever gonna settle down. Back on the bass, that's Andrew Bonas.
Let's bring our mandolin player up to sing one. Makes his home in Boulder, Colorado, with most of us, by way of Tennessee, where he's originally from. And he's going to sing you a good old bluegrass song here. Please make welcome Jordan Ramsey.
I grew up in a small town called Newport, Tennessee. It's about 40 miles east of Knoxville. I had the good fortune to attend East Tennessee State University, where they have a bluegrass and country music program. So I got to go to college and get mandolin lessons.
You went to college?
I did.
It really doesn't show, which is good in this situation. In my situation, it does. But we'd also like to mention that this mandolin that Jordan plays, you know, when he arrived in Boulder, he had a kind of a not a very good, terrible mandolin. Sorry, whoever made that mandolin, if they're here. But then first thing he did was win the Rocky Grass mandolin contest, and he got this nice Gibson F model mandolin. He's playing for you today, and he didn't win any awards for singing, but he should have. But they don't have a contest for that.
walls of hell. So listen, boys, and listen well. I'll soon you will regret the day you turn to those evil ways and be shackled to the ball and chain. He was just a blue-eyed Boston boy. His voice was low with pain. I'll do your bidding, comrade mine, if you would do the same. But if you ride on and the should fall, you'll lose much for me. My mother at home is awaiting that news. She'll write to her tenderly. She's waiting at home like a patient saint, her pale face filled with woe. Her heart will be broken when I am dead. She'll see my face no more. Just then the order came to charge for a moment and touch hand.
Thank you for watching Grassland Jam. Join us next time for more bluegrass and old-time music. Funding for this program has been provided by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund through a vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008.